Are you one of the millions of people in the UK with a bit of a side hustle, earning some extra cash? Well, what if I told you that you could earn your first £1,000 without even telling the taxman? Seriously? Stay with me.
Now, to make sure you're getting the absolute best advice, this whole guide has been developed by the experts over at My Tax Accountant. They live and breathe this stuff, helping business owners just like you navigate the UK tax system, so you know you're in very safe hands. And they start with this, which is just so important. It's really easy to think of tax as, something to worry about later. But honestly, over the lifetime of your business, nothing is going to cost you more. Getting this right from day one is absolutely fundamental to your success.
So, if you've just started turning a passion project into a bit of cash, you've probably felt that little wave of confusion, maybe even a bit of dread about tax. What are the rules? Who do I have to tell? Don't worry. We are going to make this incredibly simple for you.
Okay, so here's our plan. We'll look at the big question every sole trader faces. We'll talk about a magic number that can save you tax, what happens when you start growing, how to legally lower your bill, and the digital future of tax before we wrap it all up with your next steps. Right, first up, the sole trader's dilemma. This is it. This is the one question that stops so many people dead in their tracks before they even get going. Do I actually need to tell HMRC about this? Let's make this real. Meet Chloe. She's a brilliant yoga instructor from Manchester. She has a full-time office job, but she started teaching a few classes in the evenings. The money's starting to trickle in, and, well, so are the questions. Chloe's wondering the exact same things you probably are. Does this new income mean she needs one of those UTR numbers she's heard about? Does she have to go through all the faff of filling out a full tax return? These are the questions we're here to answer.
First off, let's just kill the jargon. A UTR, or unique taxpayer reference, is just a 10-digit number. Think of it like your national insurance number, but for self-employment. It's your ID for the tax system, and you literally can't file a tax return without one. So the real question is, does Chloe need one yet?
And that brings us to the answer. Part 2, your £1,000 magic number. And listen, this isn't some dodgy loophole. It's a simple, official allowance, and it is probably the easiest tax hack you will ever find. This is it. This is the number. If you only remember one thing from all of this, remember this figure, £1,000. It's the key that unlocks the whole thing. It's called the trading allowance, and what it means is you can earn up to £1,000 in gross income from any kind of self-employment, completely tax-free. And here's the best bit. You do not need to register with HMRC. You don't even need to tell them. It's made for people just like you testing out an idea or earning a little on the side. So who's this for? Well, almost anyone with a side hustle. If you're a freelancer, doing a bit of delivery work, selling your creations on Etsy or secondhand clothes on Vinted, maybe you bake cakes or do a bit of tutoring or even just some gardening for the neighbors, this allowance is for you. And check this out, because this really shows you the choice you have. If you're earning £1,000 or less, you can just use this simple automatic trading allowance. That means no tax to pay and no tax return. Simple. The alternative is to register and claim your expenses. But honestly, unless your costs are super high, the allowance is the no-brainer, hassle-free winner every single time. And here is a fantastic pro tip from the team at My Tax Accountant. This isn't a one-off thing. That £1,000 allowance is per person per tax year. That means the clock resets every single year on the 6th of April. It's a fresh start. Okay, so what happens when your side hustle really takes off and you sail past that magic number? Well, that brings us to part 3, crossing the registration threshold. Now, stay with me. This is where people tend to get tripped up, but it's actually really straightforward when you know how. The second your gross income for the tax year goes over £1,000, a really simple 4-step process just kicks in. 1, you've crossed the line. 2, you have to go online and register for self-assessment. 3, HMRC will then post you that 10-digit UTR number. And 4, you'll then file your tax return and pay what you owe. That's it. Let's just map this out with Chloe's timeline. So, she starts her business in September 2025. By the end of that tax year on April 5th, 2026, her total income is £2,500. Because she's over the threshold, she now has until October 5th to register. But the deadline to actually file her return and pay isn't until January 31st of the next year, 2027. So you see, there's plenty of time. You just have to know the dates. Okay, now listen up, because this is the single biggest and most costly mistake people make. That £1,000 threshold, it's based on your gross income. That's the total amount of money your customers paid you before you've taken out any of your costs. It doesn't matter if your profit is tiny, if your total sales are £1,001, you have to register. Now, once you're registered, the game totally changes. It's no longer about, do I need to pay tax? It's about, how can I legally pay less tax? And this is part 4, profit, not just pounds. Right, here's the key thing to get your head around. HMRC does not tax your sales, they tax your profit. And the formula is beautifully simple, as you can see here. It's just your gross income minus your allowable business expenses, and that equals your taxable profit. You only pay tax on that smaller number. So what counts as an allowable business expense? Well, loads of things. Website hosting, software you use, advertising, any materials or stock you buy, business insurance. Did you know you can even claim for professional subscriptions if they're relevant, or mileage at 45 pence a mile? Keeping track of these is your #1 tool for reducing that tax bill. But, and it's a big but, there is a golden rule from HMRC. Any expense you claim has to be wholly and exclusively for your business. So you can't claim for that shiny new laptop if you're also using it 90% of the time to stream films. It has to be purely for your business. Now, it's not just about what you report anymore, it's also about how you report it. The entire world of UK tax is changing, and a massive digital shift is literally just around the corner. Welcome to part 5, The Future is Digital. This is a massive heads up for everyone, especially if you're just starting your journey. That traditional system, filing one big tax return at the end of the year, well, for millions of sole traders and landlords, it's being phased out. The new system is called Making Tax Digital, or MTD, and this timeline really shows you the direction of travel. From April 2026, it becomes law for sole traders with income over 50 grand, and it expands the year after. This system means you have to keep digital records and send quarterly updates to HMRC. Good bookkeeping isn't just a good idea anymore, it's essential. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, so let's bring it all home and wrap this up with the most important points to remember, and your action plan from here. Section 6, your smart next steps. If you remember nothing else, remember these 3 things. 1, the £1,000 rule. The trading allowance is your best friend when you're starting out. 2, the trigger. It's your gross income, not your profit, over £1,000 that means you must register. And 3, the future is digital. MTD is coming, so getting organized with your records from day 1 is becoming a legal must. So I'll leave you with this to think about. By taking all this on board now, are you setting your passion project up for long-term, stress-free success? Or are you maybe ignoring a few small details today that could turn into massive tax headaches down the road? And of course, please remember, the information we've discussed today is for general guidance only. It really shouldn't be relied on exclusively, because everyone's tax situation is unique to them. Before you make any big decisions, you absolutely must consult a qualified expert. And for that, I can't recommend the team at My Tax Accountant enough. All their details are on the screen for you now. Give them a call to make sure your business is set up perfectly for success. And for more amazing tips just like this, make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.